Unmarket Your Business, the podcast, born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. I'm your host, Carol J. Dunlop, the online wild strategist and Amazon #1 international best-selling author for my book, Unmarket Your Business, 10 Ways for Savvy Entrepreneurs to Stand Out, Stop Struggling, and Start Profiting. Excuse me. How are you today? It's the end of the month, the last day. Yay! We're at the end of February. Can you believe it? Already 2 months gone in this new year. This new year is just about getting ready to walk, right, if you compare it to a baby toddler. Well, it's not really the end of everything, and I am kind of a little sad that February is going to be over so soon because it's so monumental for me. First of all, it's my birthday month. Then it's Black History Month. In February, we get to relearn and rediscover all the wondrous stuff African Americans, a.k.a. black folks, have contributed to this world. And then it's my birthday month. Did I already say that? Oops. You see, I'm a little bit excited about it, but I love February. It's a great month. Everybody says, well, it's a short month. I mean, come on, it's only, a day or maybe two, depending on if the month ends in maybe 30 or 31 days. I mean, it is a short month, but it's okay. I love it. It's my month. That makes it really special. It's an unmarketing month. Get that. You're listening to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. So we've been talking about your authority and using your book to bring out that authority, and also talking about how to get the word out. And we also did a show last week, I think it was, on how to turn, well, it was the week before, how to turn your book into a podcast and then how to get your book into more hands. So we've been talking about this book thing, and why not? Because I'm an author. I'm so excited about being an author. Great things have come to me because I am an author, and I want you to experience that too. So I'm going to help you. So today it's all about your system and selling it, or rather making money from it, your system. And we're going to use your book to do it. So there are three things I want you to ask yourself, and then these three things will be the basis for you creating this system so you can get it out there and sell it. So number one, ask yourself, what is your system? What is it that you can do that no one else can do, or they don't want to do, they're afraid to do, they have no idea how to do? What is it? What is it that you've accomplished, that you've put together steps on? Do this first, then do that. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, or, Section 1, Section 2, Module 1, Module 2. What is it that you do that no one else can do, they don't want to do, but they need to do it, or they just can't wrap their minds around it to get it done? Have you made something like that very simple for them or easier to understand? Or have you put it on the map and they didn't even think about it? Think about the people who make smoothies. Smoothies have been around for a long time. Then they became green smoothies. Now they're just smoothies, and you have all kind of stuff. But what about until someone decided, hey, let's mix this ingredient with this, put it in a blender, add some of this stuff, boom, you got a smoothie, and they called it a certain name. Now that may have been something like mind-blowing to you if you're a smoothie person, which I am. I love smoothies. And now you got a great recipe that's easy to create. It's fast, it's simple, and that person is benefiting off the system that someone else started. So that's what I'm talking about. What if maybe it's how to read the Bible? Maybe you created a system about how to read the Bible in the entire Bible in like 3 months or something, or even a month. A month may be a little bit hard. I guess you could do it, but maybe you created something that shows people how they can read the Bible in a short amount of time. You want to get out there and sell that system because nobody else knows it. Nobody else is doing it. And even if somebody else tries to do it, they're not you, so they can't put your spark on it. Only you can do that. The other thing is, how have you used this system to accomplish whatever it is, the end goal? How have you used this system to accomplish something? Now, I want you to think about it, because you may be thinking, Carol, I don't have a system. I don't even know what you're talking about. I just do what I do. But that's not true. You do what you do expertly, awesomely, and with brilliance, because you created a system you don't even think is a system. You created a way to do things that someone else would be, oh my God, how did you do that? Oh my God, how did you, learn this? How did you come up with this? That's what's happening. So I want you to clue into your power, clue into your awesomeness. Just, be one with it, and figure out or remember, bring to the top of your mind, what is it that you do that no one else can do, or they don't want to do, they can't possibly think about, and how have you used this to achieve a certain result? And the final thing I want you to ask yourself is, what result have people been able to achieve because of your system? And what are they not able to achieve without the system? So because of your system, what have they been able to do? And if they don't have the system, what is stopping them? Why is it stopping them? Obviously because they don't have the system, but that means that they can't do, what is it? Fill in that blank. There, now you have it. You have the ingredients to get your system together, to really formulate it so that it works, and to put it out there to people so that they want it also. And I know you can do it. So here's the way, how about this, for you to after you get that system put together, to get it out there. Create a book around it. Create an entire book around your system. Why? Because number one, remember I said, what is it that people want to do but can't do? They can't understand how to do. They can't even be bothered, but they need to do this thing. That's a system that you've just created. And you need to get it out there, get it in the hands of others so that they'll want to do it too. Because why? It makes their life easier. It transforms something that they're doing. Just think about the smoothies. Before we even learned about smoothies, who would have thunk that we could take vegetables and a couple of fruits and maybe some almond milk, put it together and make something that really tasted good, and it was very good for us and helped us out in so many ways? Nobody thought about that. But now there's a system for doing that, a few hundred systems for doing these smoothies. What about ride shares? Whoever thought that we would pay people a small amount of money? When you look at it in comparison to taxi cabs, it is a small amount of money to haul us around the city, to haul us around to places that we want to go, and we could just use our phone to call this thing up. That's a system. If you think about baking a cake, is there a specific way that you bake a cake that it always turns out yummy and moist and it rises the right way? Maybe there's some different ingredients that you put in than the recipe calls for. That's a system. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing, whatever helps people to achieve a transformation, and a transformation is just going from A to B. You were A, now you're B. So it's not some big, oh my God, transformation. No, it's not all that, really. I mean, some transformations are really big, because we think about, I watch My 600-Pound Life. I love that show. It's so crazy. I'm always yelling at the people in the beginning, and at the end I'm rooting for them when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And along the way, in the middle, when Dr. Nazardin is fussing at them and calling them out on their lies and their craziness and trying to cover things up, I am just cracking up inside. It's so funny. So, we think of transformations that way. I was 200 pounds and now I'm 120 pounds or something that big. They could just be, God, I can't do this doggone thing, and now I found this system that you wrote, and wow, I can do this. That's transformation. That's transforming a life, because they went from frustration to woohoo kind of thing. So what is it that you do, the system that you've created, that takes people from that, oh, my God, to, oh, my God? Just think about that. The other thing I want you to think about when you're creating the system is do not hold back. Don't think that, oh my God, if I put all of this information into a book, nobody will want to hire me, use me, pay me. That is not true. The main reason it's not true is because you're not in there. You're writing all of these things out of your head and you're putting them in the book, and they're your ideas and your information, but it's not. You're not in there. You're not physically in front of that person saying, "Hey, I'm holding your hand," and you go to step one, and then from step one to step two, they have a question, and they're like, "Oh my God, how do I do this?" So you're not right there for them to ask live and in person. But your book is there so they can get the information. The other thing is you're so brilliant and awesome and wonderful, and you have years of experience. If if you were to try to package every bit of your experience into one book, it would never ever happen. Never ever happen, because your experience, what you know, what you do, how to do what you do is so vast and expansive that you could never just put it down into one book. And if you could, then you need to get some more experience or you need to move on to something else. If what you're doing is so, you can compact it so much that you can put everything you know into one book. I mean every single thing. Dot every I, cross every T, make sure every period and every comma is there, because all your brain power is being plumped down into this book. Then I want to talk to you, because I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. The human experience is vast. Remember, I talked about February and all the different things that just African American people have created for this world. But we're not talking about Scandinavian people. We're not talking about Chinese or Japanese or Filipino or Asian in general or nothing. We're just talking about African Americans and what we have created for really this country and this culture. What about all the other people? What about the people from Iceland, from Russia? Everybody's creating stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, your brain is vast. Your experience is vast. So get that system together and write it down and turn it into a book. So now that you know how awesome this book project is going to be and how many people it will help, you can't not do it. You have to do it. You have to get that out. I was at a meeting on Tuesday for Atlanta Women's Network. It was, thank God, it was the first meeting I've been able to go to in a year. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me get some water before I choke to death. And it was an awesome meeting. I was so glad to be there among everyone. And I had been trying to get there, and I finally was able to do it. And it was just great. I was so glad that I did that. So I was able to see that I couldn't not go to that meeting because, number one, I hadn't been there in a whole year. And number two, we went through the whole meeting. I participated. It was fun. It was exciting, all of that. I walked away with 2 potential clients, 2 speaking gig invitations, and 2 people that I really want to get to know better. So, I mean, that's a win-win for everybody, right? And I also got to present my business in front of the group. So I couldn't not have gone to that meeting. I'm so glad I made it work. And that's what I want you to think about this project. You just have to do it. Now, the next step is to create this whole thing. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. I got to tell you something that's coming up tonight, actually, and I want you to be a part of it. It's my Authority Masterclass. So we've been talking about these books all this month, how to create your book, how to get, more eyeballs on your book, how to get your book in more hands, all this good stuff. So tonight is the culmination of what I've been talking about all month, and that is the Authority Masterclass, and guess what it's called? How to make money with your book even if you never sell a single copy. Love that, right? So this is the 7 strategies that I've put together that help you sell your book, and they don't include book sales. Got that? 7 strategies to sell your book, and they do not include book sales. I mean, of course, book sales is part of it. You got to sell it, but these strategies don't include you just directly selling your book to a person. I bet you want to tune in and find that out, right? So I want you to, too. All you need to do is go to csicorporation.com Authority MC. CSIcorporation.com/Authority MC. Authority MC. AUTHORITY MC. Go there, sign up. It's absolutely free. I'm giving away information, right? Because, like I said, one book, one class is not going to encompass everything that I'm about. And this is only a piece of it. This is actually based on a chapter out of my book, Unmarket Your Business. And I talk about the first way, the first strategy to unmarket your business is to write a book. So now I'm not a person going to help you come up with I can help you come up with the idea for the book, but getting the book done and published and all that, some aspects I can help you with, like the graphic design, maybe the website for the book, uploading the book to Kindle, but getting the ideas out of your head and onto paper, that's not my deal, but I do have people that I'm going to talk about in the Masterclass tonight that definitely can help you with that. They can help you edit the book. They can help you come up with the idea, flesh the idea out, get the words out, all that stuff, the stuff that I don't do. And so after you get that part, then you come to me and for the marketing and designing part. Okay? So just so we know that I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I am helping folks. I am part of a chain of book publishing, and I'm so happy and honored to be in the spot that I'm in. So the chain part that I'm a part of is marketing and making money. So if you're ready to market and make money with your book, learn the 7 strategies that I've used and copy them. You can start doing them right after you leave out of this class, I promise you, because we're going to be working. It's going to be live, hands-on. I'm going to give you the exact strategies and secrets that you can use right away. So I can't wait to do that and have you on there tonight. Starts at 8 p.m. And you can get your seat by going to CSIcorporation.com/Authority MC. I will see you there. Okay, now, these are the steps that you need to take to actually turn your system into a book and profit from it exponentially. So, excuse me. I don't know what I got in my throat here. Excuse me just one second. Step number 1, you have to create an outline. Now, it doesn't have to be a Roman numeral 1, ABC, 1, 2, 3 kind of stuff. You can just write down some points. So you need to create an outline. Like, you need to block out the ideas from your strategy. Like, what's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4? Does it have 20 steps, 10 steps, whatever? You need to write just the gist of what the step is. So, number 1, if the first step to making a smoothie is gather your ingredients. That can be step 1. Step 2 is go to the store. Well, step 1 would be gather your ingredients. Go to the store. Step 2 is gather your ingredients, and you explain what the ingredients are. But I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So go to the store, gather the ingredients. Step 3, get your equipment together. Step 4, put the ingredients in the blender. Step 5, blend. Enhance it a little bit, and step 6, drink. I mean, that's just very basic because it could be as easy as that. So what are the steps in your system to help people get this thing done? Number 2 is the writing part. This is where I was jumping ahead. Now you're going to write. Now that you have the chapters down, now you're going to write. And this is how I wrote my book. I got the outline together, and then I went back, and each blurb, like step 1, I wrote a chapter about it. So I have 10 strategies. So each strategy, is a whole chapter is dedicated to each strategy. And what I did was I decided to take 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. every morning, Monday through Saturday, to just write. That's all I did. I would either write for an hour or write 1,000 words. So whatever came first is what I did. Usually it took me an hour to write the 1,000 words, but I didn't. And what I mean by I just wrote. I didn't erase or delete and rewrite. I just wrote. I just free flowed that sucker out of my hand onto my notepad, through my pen onto my notepad, because that's how I write. I still write that way. I've written that way for years. I like it. I don't use the computer to write. I really can't think with the computer. I don't know. It's something about having a pen in your hand and writing on paper that's really lethargic to me, and it helps me get my ideas out. So you write the chapters. Number 3, you need to get your team together, or really you need to to decide if you're going to go the DIY route or you're going to hire out. DIY is doing it yourself. Now, let me caution you, because there's only certain things you should do. Yes, you should write. If you're a designer like I am, you can design your cover and your graphics and do the layout, but if not, do not do that. Just don't. Just get someone else to do it. You can go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. You can go to Upwork. You can ask people in your community, hey, who's a good layout artist, designer, copywriter, editor, all that. You get that done. Your job is to write the book. Now, if you want to take on all these other things and do the DIY, there are so many places that can help you, but please stay in your lane, because remember, we want to make money from this thing. And you can't make money from something that looks crappy or childish or not quite done yet. So we want it to be a professional thing. Even though it's your system and you're putting it out there, you want to make money from it. And people really don't invest in stuff that doesn't look, sound, or appear professional. Let's just be real. So your publishing team is going to definitely include a book coach, a copy editor, the editor after you finish, maybe your publisher, printer, that type of stuff. But I'm saying that some of it can be DIY because it's just learning the thing you need to do and then doing it, and some of it is going to be I need to hire someone because that's not my lane. Because if I wasn't a graphic designer and a web designer, I would have had to hire that out. Okay, number 4 is to publish this sucker on Kindle Direct and publish it in paperback and ebook or Kindle version. Why? Because you get it into the hands of more people. Remember, our thing is to create the system, get it into the hands of people so that they can be transformed and so it changes their lives. So they look at us like, oh, my God, where have you been all my life? I want to work with you and do more work with you. That's the thing. So pour your heart out into it. Publish it on Kindle Direct, because on Kindle Direct you can now, since they bought out CreateSpace or took over CreateSpace or whatever the deal was, now you can do a paperback and an ebook and a Kindle book. Brain. So do that, and then you can even go into even more versions of it. You can do the audio book. You can do a hardback. You can do all kinds of things. Just make it available to as many people as possible. And I actually talked about that part in another thing that I did. I can't remember if it was my Monday Motivation on YouTube or if it was my live on my Facebook page. So one of the ways I talked about some other things, getting it in different formats, but that's not today. And then 5 is to market it. Here's the key. If you don't market it, no one's going to know. Another key I want you to remember, don't market this project as a new book, and go out and tell people, hey, I just finished my book is awesome, my book. Nobody cares about your book. They really don't. They don't care about, oh, my God, another new book to read. Yay, I can't wait. They're not thinking that. Instead, market your book as the solution to the problem that your audience has. Remember when I talked about in the beginning the system, how the system helps transform people from A to B? It may even take them A to Z or A to F, whatever stage it transforms them to. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for something, some type of thing. It could be a program, a book, or a speaker, whatever, that's going to transform them, that's going to stop their pain and get them the solution they're looking for, and this is your book. So market it as the solution. It's not just a book. It's the solution that they've been wanting, needing, wishing for, looking for, and now they found it. Boom. So if you do that, you definitely will have a success on your hands. Excuse me. And finally, number 6, I want you to follow the 7 steps in marketing your book so that you don't have to rely on book sales. And how do you find that out? By attending my Authority Masterclass. It happens tonight at 8 p.m. And remember, you can get there by going to csicorporation.com/authoritymc. You're listening to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. So let's go back over our 5 ways to get this system out of your head onto paper into the hands of people that it can transform. Number 1, create an outline. Write down all your points, outline it. I mean, it sounds simple, but it may take you a day to do the outline because you really got to think about the points that you want to tell them. And the points that are really important, the overall thing. In the outline, this is going to wind up being your chapter titles. Then go back and number 2, then go back and write the chapters attached to that outline. So now you got the main point as the chapter header, and now you're writing the chapters. And remember, you're just going to write. Whatever your time frame is, if it's 3 to 4, 7 to 8, 6 to 2, whatever it is. Get you a schedule, figure out when you're going to write, and start writing. Just writing until you finish the last chapter. That is the end of the beginning of your manuscript. Because what you have is something that you can turn into a book, and then you take that to your editor. I think it's just editor, but not copy editor. They can be two different people or the same person. I had the same person who did mine. Candace L. Davis was my editor. Excuse me. I worked with Anita R. Henderson, who was my book coach, and she served as my first editor. We got everything together, and then we sent it to Candace. She was the final editor. Boom. Okay, number 3, get your team together. Speaking of editor, you're going to need a publisher, probably a book coach, a copy editor, an editor, a graphic designer, maybe even talking with a copywriter. And remember I said you can go the DIY way, or you can hire out, or you can do a combination, a hybrid, because that's what I did, because I hired out the editor part and the author coach, but the design part was all me. Then number 5 is to market it. And remember, you want to market this project as a solution to the problem that your audience has. It's not just a book. It's a solution to the problem. And then number 6, I want you to tune in to my masterclass. Attend it. We're going to work. So bring your pads, your iPad, your tablets, phone, paper and pencil, whatever, paper and pen, whatever you take notes on, because we are working tonight. I can't wait for this to kind of come to the fruition and see it and manifest. It's been so awesome, and it's been inside of me. I'm glad to be able to get it out. So go to csicorporation.com/authoritymc. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that this was helpful to you. And now you know that you're sitting on a gold mine, so get off your tuchus, put that system in place and get it out there and start marketing it. If this has been helpful to you, I want you to do 2 things for me. Number 1, leave me a comment and let me know on whatever you're listening on, because this podcast is on Stitcher, YouTube, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, SoundCloud, so whatever you're listening on. Leave me a comment about how this is helping you, and if you found benefit and gotten value out of it, please share it. Share it with your friends, fans, and followers so that it can help them too. And again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.